Waterloo Gin actually started in Austin, Texas, and it was created by Daniel Barnes. Does anybody know who Daniel Barnes is? So he is a chef in Austin, okay? Huge for farm to table, knowing where these ingredients came from, naturally sourcing it, okay? So it was created by the Treaty Oak Distillery, okay? We are actually still being distilled in Treaty Oak, okay? So if you guys ever have an opportunity to go up there and check it out, please do. So Treaty Oak started, they were originally gonna be making some whiskey. Whiskey has to age. So in the meanwhile, they're like, well, we already have all this set up. Let's start doing some gin too, right? Which is what most whiskey companies do as they're waiting for that whiskey to age. So then enters in Daniel Barnes and they start coming up. We are going to make a quintessential gin of Texas, okay? And we are going to use these Texas hill country botanicals, okay? So a lot of lavender, okay? A lot of citrus, some pecans in there. So they decided they get together. So it's called Waterloo No. 9, not only because it uses 9 botanicals, but it was also our 9th batch. They went through about like 50 batches and they decided the 9th one was the best one. That's the one that we're gonna go ahead and do. Next to you guys have a little flavor profile wheel, okay? Those are all on the end of it, okay? Those are what our 9 botanicals are and where they're gonna fit in, okay? So we start off with the first one. Another difference that we have is that it's also vapor infused. So what we do is we get all these botanicals, okay? Then we go ahead and we grind them up to like a really fine grain. And then we put it in these kind of like think about like these mesh socks, okay? And we put that within the still, okay? So as it's getting distilled, unlike we're not putting it inside of the inside with the liquid, we're actually putting it so as the vapors is getting distilled, it's going in, it's passing it, okay? So that's gonna give you a lot more of a floral, a lot smoother, okay, for your gin. So we will start off in the tasting with that first original number 9 that you guys have in front of you. And you're, again, very American style gin, so it's not very juniper forward, okay? You're gonna get a lot more of that citrus, a lot more of that juniper. A whole story was we are going to make gin for people who think they don't like gin. And that was me, guys. So I was like, I don't know if I could like gin. Tried it and I was like, oh, I love this. This is fantastic. Yes, please, may I have another, right? So we started off there. Now, what did we just talk about? Waterloo Gin was originally made at Treaty Oak, right? So they were making whiskey. So they had a brilliant idea 13 years ago when it was created. What if we were to age gin the way that you age whiskey? So they took brand new white American oak barrels, actually it's from the country, and they charred that barrel to a level 3, and they put the gin in there and they let it age. Same thing they were already doing for their whiskey, okay? And that's how our barrel aged came to be. So we've been doing this for 13 years. We have 13-year-old barrels, okay? The majority of our barrels are between the ages of 7 to 9, all right? The minimum age statement, just like in a whiskey that has an age statement, is going to be 2 years, okay? But inside of this bottle right here, you are going to have 7, 9, maybe even a little bit of 13 in there, okay? Because what they're doing is they're blending it to get to a flavor profile, okay? There's no other additives, there's nothing else in there. In here, what you're looking at is gin and maturation of that barrel, okay? So we'll go ahead and do that second tasting. That's gonna be the second one that you guys have right there. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get a lot of that oakiness, okay? You're gonna get much more of that caramel and vanilla that is coming from that maturation of that barrel, okay? This makes an amazing espresso martini. If you've ever thought, no, gin could not go into an espresso martini, this does fantastic in that. In a carajillo, amazing. So works really great in cocktails that gin wasn't originally playing nicely with. Old-fashioned Manhattans, okay? So our last baby, which you guys are gonna be competing with and we're super excited about, is going to be our prickly pear and rose with hibiscus gin, okay? So that is that coloring there. It's hibiscus. We don't add anything else or anything like that, okay? And it's prickly pear and rose. So for those of you guys who know a little bit about Waterloo, we used to have one that was called the Yopon one, okay? Funny little story, okay? We had it, and then the FDA came and said, hey, we've decided that the Yopon berry is food safe, completely food safe. You can eat it all you want, but we don't know if it's distillation safe. So if something's food safe, it's gonna be distillation safe, okay? But they're like, but if you pay us a fee, we will do a study, and then we'll give you a little certificate to let you know it's distillation safe, right? At the time, Treaty Oak decided that they did not want to do that, okay? So they're like, no, thank you, and they discontinued that, okay? So a year ago, Jean-Paul DeJoria from Patron, his non-compete with Bacardi ended. All right, so his non-compete ended. He is originally from the Texas Hill Country. He decided that he wanted to try to invest in Waterloo, so he bought it out. So he bought the gin, okay, so Jean-Paul DeJoria now owns it, and he decided, I don't just want 2 SKUs, I want 3 SKUs. He went back with Daniel Barnes, him and Daniel Barnes got together, and they created the prickly pear and rose and hibiscus, okay? So still original founder, everything like that, now with the visionary of Jean-Paul DeJoria behind him, okay? So this little one right here, actually we ended up launching in September, but it was originally created in April and then launched in it, okay? So if we wanna go ahead and taste that, you're gonna get a lot of that rose, some of that prickly pear into it, okay? Now guys, don't be fooled. As smooth as what you guys have going on, this is 94 proof, okay? So it is hot. But because we have that pecan actually within our botanical mix, pecans are very high in fatty oils, so it's like we're fat washing it, so it smooths it out. So it's really great in that sense. If anybody's gonna ask me, are you concerned about allergies? No, because the allergy is actually lives into the protein, and when you distill something, none of the proteins go through, which is why, you know, people, all liquor is gluten-free. So, in that saying, so if you're having any kind of issues. That is what we are gonna be playing with this. What the complimentary cocktail that you guys had to begin with was made with this. We made this into a cosmopolitan, okay? Also makes a really great French 75. I had it actually as a split face in a margarita. It was fantastic. Now, any questions that anybody might have that would want to ask me? Yes.
The last one that we tried.
The second one was going to be the barrel aged.
We got one.
I apologize. Yes, we have a whiskey coming up for you guys. Before we jump you into whiskey, does anybody have any questions on the gin that I can help answer?
No.
No? All right. Which one was our favorite?
The second one.
All of them. That is my favorite answer right there. Absolutely. Second one's.
I like that number 9. I feel like it translates like alcohol's really good, but it's also really nice to just sip on it.
It is. And
Gin for me at least.
no, it is, and it's really beautiful and soft, and that's something that I found that was really extraordinary with it. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys. My Instagram is Drinking with Lulu. If you guys have any questions, ever want to reach out for anything, we will coordinate to ensure that all competitors they have some samples to be able to play with it and create their own cocktails, okay?